Okay. Hello, dear friends. Good evening. Such a beautiful, beautiful evening. So let's do a story time. And I was thinking of using some voice over, but let me just tell the story in front of the camera and see how it goes. Once upon a time, this is a Greek mythology story. Once upon a time, in a far, far, far away place, Mediterranean, and there was a kingdom. There were 3 princesses. They are the most beautiful, beautiful young ladies in the world. 3 princesses. And among these 2, there is one even more beautiful than the other 2. The younger one, her name, the most beautiful one, was Psyche. And one of the sister, she was so beautiful, and she had a lot of suitors, and she married to one of the richest men in the whole wide ancient world. And another sister, very beautiful, she married to the most beautiful, most powerful man. And the 2 sisters married, and they asked about the young sister. Okay. Hello, dear friends. Good evening. Such a beautiful, beautiful evening. So I wanted to use some background scenery and landscape to do this voice over, but I'm thinking maybe I should just tell the story. Let's do it. So, story time, night story time. Once upon a time, in a far, far, far land, there were 3 princesses, and they were so beautiful. There were suitors all over the world traveling to propose and want to marry them. And among the 3, there is one, the most beautiful, and her name is Psyche. Psyche has 2 sisters, and herself, the total are 3, right? One of the sisters married to the richest person, the richest man in the world. And another sister married to the most powerful man in the world. But Psyche was alone. And the 2 sisters asked, see, we got married. We can celebrate Valentine with our loved one, and you are still alone. Why are you still alone? What is your condition? You can get rich people, you can get powerful people, you can get whatever you like. You are good looking, I know. So what do you want? Psyche said, I want to find a person that I love. I want to find this person that can uplift my spirit. When I am sad, he will make me happy. When I am happy, he will make me jolly happy. So she didn't find anyway. And Psyche was alone because Psyche is alone. Psyche is alone because she is just so beautiful, and alone the suitors all over the world, all over the universe, from Mount Olympus, I'm too excited. From Mount Olympus to under the sea, anywhere in the world, people went to see her. And in ancient time, there were temples, and the temple for Aphrodite, the most beautiful goddess, and the goddess of love, used to be everyone goes to her place to pray and to worship her. But because Psyche is so beautiful, everyone goes to Psyche's place. Nobody goes Aphrodite's place. And Aphrodite was very jealous. I will punish her. I will punish Psyche. How does she punish Psyche? Aphrodite has a son, and his son's name is Eros. And Eros was handy-dandy playboy. He went here and there with his two, not catapult, use his bow and arrow. A bow and arrow. He will think, today I'm gonna have some fun with this guy. Pew! He will shoot his arrow, and then this guy will fall in love, desperately fall in love with the first person this person met. Man or woman? That's a little bit strange. But it's Greek mythology. Man can fall in love with man, woman can fall in love with woman, man can fall in love with woman, woman can fall in love with man. It's tout est possible et tout est vrai. Tutti frutti. Everything is possible. So Aphrodite told his son, son, I raise you up. Now it's your time to pay me back. Eros said, Mom, I am your mom's boy. I am mom's boy. Whatever you want me to do, I am all in for it. So the mom's boy followed mom's instruction. The instruction is, you go, use your bow and arrow to shoot Psyche. Go find Psyche, shoot her, and let her fall in love with the most hideous, most ugly, most obnoxious. Fall in love with such a guy. And Eros said, Mom, I'm your boy. I'm going. So mom's boy went to look here and there, there and here, and found many, many people follow one place. And he went there, and then he found Psyche. It was in the night. Eros went to Psyche's place. He found Psyche. I have some problem with grammar tense. I will try my best to figure it out. Anyway, tense, past, future, and present is not part of Chinese, so I have trouble. You get the idea. So Eros went to Psyche's place in the night. He found Psyche, and he looked at Psyche, and he was absolutely amazed by the beauty of Psyche. Psyche is by far the most beautiful person, the most beautiful girl he had seen. And he thought, now I got the idea. Mom is kind of jealous because Psyche is so beautiful. That's the reason. So he was so amazed. He looked at Psyche with full of admiration and passion. Look at her. And Psyche was sleeping. And then she turned around, and suddenly, because Eros was so focused on looking, staring at her, so she knocked on Eros. Eros, you know what happened? Par hasard, by accident, his arrow shoot himself, hurt himself. So he desperately fell in love with Psyche. The end of the story. Bye bye. See you later, alligator. Okay, now we come back to the story. Because Psyche was always alone, and whoever came to look after her, to propose to her, she will say, no, I am not in love, I am not interested. You know the reason, because she was cursed by Eros. Eros said, this is my girl, this is my girl, this is my girl. I will not allow her to fall in love with anyone else. But Psyche's parents did not know it. His dad was kind of worried. My other two girls got married, and my most beautiful, kindest, and the nicest girl does not have anyone to fall in love with and does not have a husband. This is not right. So he went to Oracle of Delphi and asked. He prayed. Abracadabra, abracadabra. So he prayed, and then Apollo, the god Apollo, told him, Psyche will fall in love with the most hideous, the worst man in the world. You should send her to the top of mountain and let her take her destiny, and then you are done. His father was so sad, but if that is the message, the prophecy from the god, I better follow it. So he told Psyche, and Psyche said, whatever life design for me, I'm taking it. I'm okay with it. Psyche was not ready to fight with her destiny. She's just, whatever come, I'm doing it. So the father dressed up Psyche with the most beautiful dress, but it's black. It's like funeral. Send her to the top of the sky. And the family sent Psyche not directly to the sky because they cannot go to sky. So they sent her to the top of mountain. And this time came another god, Zephyr, the west wind. You know, in California, there was a train called Zephyr. I think it's across America, from California to Denver, to Colorado, to Utah, to Chicago. I want to take that train because I want to see what Psyche went through. Anyway, there was a Zephyr. Zephyr took her to the top of sky. And Psyche woke up. Just, she was levitated. She was high flying in the sky. She woke up. Let me see what happened. Let me try to remember. She woke up and she didn't see a man. She didn't see the worst guy in the world. She just heard something. Madame, this is your palace. What can I do for you? What can I serve you? This place is all yours. Psyche thought, where does these sounds come from? These sounds comes from the invisible servants. So Psyche followed them. She had her galibodon with lemon curd. She had her tea. She had her beautiful floral tea. She had some butter biscuit. She had some lemon curd from my backyard tree. And she had a very good rest. And then night came. The god of night came. Put the sky to absolutely darkness. Psyche fell asleep. She was not fell asleep. She was curious, but she could not see anything because the sky is so dark. And at this time, she felt something. She felt a tender touch. She felt a subject, a person. And this person have the most tender, caring, passionate touch. Et après, they turn off the light. You know what is going to happen, right? Yeah, that happened. That happened. And then the second night, the second day, then the night, god of night went away and day came. Psyche did not know what happened. You know, Eros came and then left. Daytime, he went with his business. He went to shoot, pew, pew, this guy, shoot, pew, pew, that guy. He was busy with shooting those guys. That's why we have Valentine's Day, right? Yeah. Otherwise, how can you sell chocolate? Otherwise, how can you sell diamond ring? Otherwise, how can you sell anything, right? The inner garments and those kind of things. You get the idea. So Eros was busy the next day, and during the day, Psyche was just dreaming. Oh, that was so good last night. Oh, I look forward to him. The second night, that guy came, and still Psyche did not know his face. He did not know his name. Until one day, Psyche cannot hold anymore. He said, oh, my love, can I see your face? I am so curious. And the guy said, you love me, I love you, that is enough. That is enough. You do not need to know anything else. Trust me, I love you. Psyche thought, maybe I should trust him. Oh, I should trust him. Then she did not ask about it anymore. They lived happy ever after. Not yet. They lived very happy until one day, Psyche had a change of thought. Psyche had a change of thought or change of heart. Anyway, Psyche got a new idea, or not a new idea. Every day, eat, drink, man, woman, sleep. Every day, morning, evening. It's kind of boring, even if That is the most experience. You get the idea. So Psyche told her husband, Eros. Psyche told Eros, I want to go home to see my mom and dad. I know you are. She didn't know Eros is mom's boy. She said, I just miss my mom. And Eros, he is a mom's boy, so he understands. Well, I miss my mom. I need my mom. Psyche must need his dad. So you can go home. And also, this is the proof. If she goes home and come back, that means she truly, absolutely, no doubtly, 100%, 122% sure that she loves me. So he said, okay, you can go, but I look forward to you to come back. Psyche was very happy. She went back home. And Zephyr, sent Psyche went home. Psyche went home splendid. She had the most beautiful clothes. She had the most beautiful jewelry. She had the most beautiful face. She had nothing to do. She had time to do makeup, to put the most fashionable eyebrow and the glittering anything. So she went back home, and the two sisters saw her. Oh my goodness, she was rich and she was so just too good. They are jealous. And they said, well, you seems married to a good man, but how does he look? Psyche could not even tell how he looks. So the two sisters said, that was the most hideous, the worst guy in the world. You need to turn on the light and look at him and kill him, because he's a monster, because the prophecy already said he's a monster. So Psyche kind of not believe two sisters, but they are sisters. And there was a seed of distrust started to grow a little bit. But anyway, Psyche went back home to the sky, to the heavenly sky, with the two sisters. Anyway, the two sisters wanted to go back home again, and the Zephyr sent the two sisters back home. But the two sisters, when they were in sky, Zephyr didn't hold their arm, so the two sisters, kind of Zephyr's fault, dead. That's the end of the story. Let's come back to the story of Psyche and Eros. So Psyche went back. One of the night, Psyche said, when they have finished the most marvelous, when they have finished something, okay? And Psyche was in a good mood, and Psyche was sure that my husband was in a good mood because you know. So Psyche very, very quietly prepared a knife. Where is my knife? I think I have a pair of scissors. Oh my goodness, I have a knife. It's not for me to use in this room. I'm sorry. This is a stationary place. I have scissors, knife, rulers, correction. I have all this. This is, you know what I'm saying. So here, she has a knife. In the middle of the night, she had a lamp, oil lamp. I do not have that oil lamp. But just imagine, she had this filled with oil, with wax or oil, and another hand with a knife. In the middle of the night, When Eros fall asleep, deep, deep, sweet dream. Sweet dream is made of peace. Yeah, sweet dream is made of peace. My son always sang this. Anyway, so he fell asleep. Psyche turned on the lamp, not the light behind me, not the light behind me, turned on the lamp and looked at her husband. She gushed. This is the most, most, most beautiful young man ever, never, ever exist in this whole wide world. Psyche was impressed, not even enough. Psyche was just shocked, flabbergasted by the beauty of her husband. And by accident, again by accident, without accident there will be no story anyway. By accident, the oil fell down and hurt Eros' chest. And Eros, because of the heat, he woke up and saw Psyche, one hand with the light, the other hand with the knife, wanting to kill him. Eros was heartbroken. I trust you. I have trust you. And I say you should trust me, and you do not. Bye-bye. That's the end. He left. He jumped out of the window, left Psyche crying. She followed him, fell to the ground. It was hurting, but not so much. The most important, the worst thing, her heart broken to 1,000,001 pieces. Psyche lost her love. So she decided, I am going to a monastery. I will become a nun and I will devote myself. So she went to the temple of Demeter and served Demeter, do everything. I have no life. I have no love. Bye-bye, Valentine. I have no more Valentine. I am totally, absolutely for you. Demeter was very kind. She lost her own daughter, so she understood this. And one day Demeter told her, maybe you should ask Aphrodite and try to reconcile and try to find your redemption. Psyche thought, well, what else can I do? So she went to the temple of Aphrodite and asked, please forgive me. I can do anything, everything you want. Aphrodite looked at this beautiful face and anger and fire from her. You are more beautiful than me, and how can I forgive you if you are so beautiful and you hurt my son? And Psyche said, whatever you want me to do, I am doing it. So Aphrodite said, okay, I give you 4 tasks. Remember, Hercules have 12 tasks, but not as hard as Psyche's. Well, I'm not making comparison. Anyway, Psyche got 4 hardest tasks. The first one, you will need to separate the grain Sesame is sesame to make sesame oil, to make tempura. Sesame is sesame, rice is rice to make rice pudding, and buckwheat flour. Buckwheat is buckwheat, and any cereal have to be separate, different. A whole mountain of it. It's so much. Psyche thought, I cannot finish this. I cannot finish. But for the love of my love, I am doing it. So she worked hard doing it. And her deed, her true intention, her dedication, moved the ants. Ants, 吹哨, bring all the working ants, not fighting ants, brought all, you saw the ants story, right? Brought the Disney or Hollywood or whatever, the ants brought a huge army of ants and came. Rice team, sesame team, sesame team, buckwheat team, buckwheat team. At dawn, all separated. Aphrodite was so surprised. You must have got a heavenly help. But anyway, I am giving you another task. Get me a palm of golden thread. I think I have some. I might have some. Let's say like this. A palmful of golden thread. And this golden thread are from killer goat, meh mudong goat, but they are killer. They eat human flesh. If Psyche goes to get it, they will eat the flesh of Psyche. So there was a god told her, you will go through a narrow road before a team, a group, a herd of these goats, the golden thread goats. You will go through this zigzag, full of thorn road ahead of it. At the end, the goats will follow you. At the end, you can collect from the thorn the golden thread. So Psyche followed. At the end, because there are all thorns, these thorns grab the wool. So she got a handful of golden wool thread and give to Aphrodite. Aphrodite said, wow, this is, ooh, maybe you do have a dedication. Now the third one, give me a bucket of water. From top of mountain, from the river Styx, the beginning of river Styx, which is the top of mountain. If we know about gravity, if we know about Sir Isaac Newton, we know gravity, right? The water will go down, will never go on top of the mountain. So Psyche was almost crying, how can I carry a bucket of water from top of the mountain? She went to the top of the mountain. She climbed the mountain, over the tallest mountain, Himalaya, Chumulama, Annapurna, and Mount Whiskey, Mount McKinley, she on top of the mountain. Mont Blanc, on top of the mountain. Mount Etna, on top of the mountain. She went on top of the mountain, Mount Olympus, on top of the mountain. There was not a single drop of water. As she was sad and just desperately sitting there, boom, from heaven there was an eagle and dropped on her hand a bucket of water, the water from Styx River. It was Zeus. Zeus. 良心发现 Zeus steal other women and beat other guys and put Atlas and enslaved, not enslaved, put a heavy weight on Atlas. Anyway, he did so many bad things, but he thought, but he thought about one thing good. He was touched by Psyche's dedication, so he ordered an eagle to bring a bucket of water to Psyche. So she finished the third task. Okay, let's continue. My family just came back from Super Bowl viewing party. Okay, so now came the fourth task. Aphrodite said, you know, because you hurt my son and you made me just unhappy all these days. My temple was empty and nobody worshiped me. I was so sad and I get old. See my eyes wrinkled. So now you go to the underworld and ask Persephone. Go to Hades and ask Persephone, the queen of the underworld, get me a box of medicine, a box of treasure that revive my beauty. It's kind of right now the Silicon Valley or the rich people trying to find these forever medicine, forever things. And Psyche thought, that's the only way that I go to underworld is that I die, because I am not immortal. I am a living person. How can I go there? And this time, there was another god told him, I tell you one thing, you go to the underworld and you give 2 coins to Sharon, the boatman, and he will carry you to the underworld. And you will get, and Cyprus, anyway, and you will go to see Persephone and ask the box. So Psyche went down and she got 2 coins to Sharon. Okay, usually Sharon got only 1 coin. Right? 1 coin, you go to you pass through river of souls and go to the underworld. You do not come back. But she gave 2 coins, 1 for going, 1 for come out. So she gave 2 coins and she went to see Persephone. Persephone gave her a box. And when she went there, the box was very light. She came out with a box so heavy, she almost cannot cover it up. She went out. And on her way back, she thought, after all this hard working, maybe I should get some of a little bit of the medicines of the magic pills or magic things from inside the box. You see, it's so heavy. So at the end of the river, she almost passed getting out of it. She opened up. A black mist. She passed out because she didn't keep the promise not to open the box. Aphrodite told her, never, ever, ever, never open the box. She opened the box. And her life is going away. Her life is gone. Just at this time, at this very moment before her last breath gone, there came a man. Eros came. Eros hold her body, and Eros begged his mom, I'm your boy. Give her back. Give her back to me. At this time, Aphrodite was touched. All the gods, everyone in Mount Olympus was touched by Psyche's dedication, her love, her passion, her dedication. He came back. She came back to life. Eros holding her, full of passion, full of love. And the two of them, Kiss. Eros and Psyche sitting on the tree. That's it. And the two of them made a baby. Hedoni. So nowadays there was a word, hedonist is people who pursue love, pursue pleasure. And in Roman mythology, their name, the child's name, is Volupta. Voluptuous comes from this origin. Happy Valentines. Love. Overcomes. I love you. I really do. Do. Bye bye.